Hi there, this is Darren from Remote School. Make sure to visit Remote School for all things Moodle. In this video, I'm going to show you how to install Moodle 4 on CentOS 9. So it will be somewhat of a long video, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to step through the process end to end. I won't do everything in a certain order. I'll just do it as I do it, and we'll give you an idea of certain things that we need to do. So I'm logged in here on this fresh CentOS instance. And to get started, I'm going to first install Apache. So I'm going to type in sudo yum install httpd, and I'll press -y just to say go ahead and do that. I'll leave all these commands on the remoteschool.com blog, so you can just visit that there. So this will begin to fetch Apache for us now. So what I might do, I might just pause it while it's doing that for us. Okay, good. So we can see Apache is now installed. That's great. So I'm going to type in sudo system ctl start httpd, which is now started Apache. I'll press the up arrow and I'll change this to status to make sure it's running, which I can see it is. So I'll press Control C to come out of that. And I'm going to press the up arrow twice again. I'm going to change start to enable. And that means that Apache will now start when we power on the server. Okay, so next we need MariaDB. So I'm going to type in sudo yum install MariaDB server. I'll do -y for that. Now, what we'll need to do is we will need to update MariaDB before we install Moodle. The reason I haven't done it here is, again, it's just to show you the full process and look at some of the kind of common pitfalls that happen. So this should hopefully only take a minute now for us to do what we need to do. Let me just give it one more minute here. Okay, so this looks great. I'm actually going to press my up arrow a few times. And where we have HTTP, I'm going to change this to MariaDB. So we're just starting the MariaDB service. Here, let me change it to status. Perfect. Press Control C to come out of that. And let's just enable it. Perfect. So that's all done now. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to install PHP. So I'll type in sudo yum install PHP. And this should get PHP 8. That's perfect. So let me click yes on that. And that will go get PHP for us. So yeah, so we're getting there now. So perfect. We've got PHP. So I'm going to open up a browser now. And what we're going to do is we're going to go and find Moodle. So let's have a look. Sorry, I'm on a virtual box, so it might be a little bit slow. Just bear with me. I was going to search for Moodle download. Let's accept these. Moodle deck, click on latest release. Okay, and there's 4.21. What I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on the zip and I'm going to click copy link. Okay, let me just put this over here and come back. So let me just type in pwd to see what directory I'm in. That's perfect with my own directory. So I'm going to type in sudo wget. Let me paste this in here. I don't think that's right. Let me just have a look. Yeah, no, it's not. Sorry. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to right click on this one here, click copy link. I'm going to type in sudo. Let me first rm Moodle. That's there. Yep. And then I'm going to do sudo wget, paste this in, and hit return. This looks a bit better. Again, I'm purposely not keeping this as clean as possible because, again, it gives you some of the common pitfalls. You'll see some of the stuff that happens. Okay, so that's great. So we now have the Moodle 421.zip, which is great. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to go sudo move Moodle 4.21 into var www HTML. So we'll put that in there. and then we'll cd into var www html. I'm going to type in sudo unzip Moodle 421. If you wonder, I'm pressing tab to tab that out. Okay, so this is doing its thing now. It should be done in a minute. Maybe I'll just pause here. Okay, so we are doing well here. So let me just do ls, and we have Moodle here. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do sudo chown minus or Apache and Moodle. So pretty much what we've done there is we've told Apache you own this directory. So next thing we need to do is we need to tell Apache to actually look in that directory. So I'm going to type in sudo by etc httpd and go into the conf folder and open httpd.conf. You can also use any, actually let me just come out of this. That's right. You can also use any text editor of your choice. Let me just make this a little bit bigger. For those who aren't familiar, in Vi, it's actually I to go into insert mode. So I'm just going to scroll down here and you will see momentarily what I am looking for. Okay, document root first. I'm going to come in here. I'll press I to go into insert mode. And I'm going to type in Moodle. So I wanted to look in the Moodle folder. So that's perfect. We've done that. And there's one other thing I am looking for here. And the directory index isn't HTML. I want to change this to PHP because Moodle uses PHP. So I'm going to press escape, WQ, which stands for write and quit, and exclamation mark. And I'll press return. And what I'm going to do is do sudo service httpd restart. Perfect. So we've done that now. So let's have a look and see how we get on here. So I want to go to localhost. And let's see. Okay, cool. Looking good. We have the install page, which is really, really good. Okay, so in general, we're looking pretty good here. So I'm going to click next. And we can see we're getting asked a couple of questions. So this is fine. And this is where do we want to put our Moodle data directory. And this actually cut me out once or twice when I was going to install it. So let's have a look. So I'm going to say we want to put it there. I'm going to click next. And we get an issue that it can't write to that directory. So what I'm going to type in here is sudo set enforce 0. And we can try again. And we can see we still can't write to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm then going to going to make a directory called Moodle data. And what I'm going to do is going to chown Apache Moodle data. Sudo in front of that. And we can see that's worked. So pretty much what we've done is we've given Apache ownership of that folder. Okay, so let me just change some things here a little bit. And again, I'm purposely not doing this in the most straightforward fashion so you can see some of the kind of normal pitfalls. So we're going to use MariaDB, so let's select that. Okay, and we're going to be asked to put in some details here. So let me just pull this over, okay? So we are going to type in MySQL minus u root minus p, and we'll hit return, and there's no password there. So let's type in sudo. Okay, so sudo MySQL minus u root minus p, and we are in. Okay, so I'm going to type in create database. So it's creating a database. I'm going to call it Moodle, and I'm going to put a semicolon at the end. So let me just click show database. And you can see now we have a database called Moodle here. Okay, so I have a command on the clipboard. Let me try paste it. Hopefully it works. Cool. So I'm saying grant all on Moodle to Moodle at localhost identified by pass123. Let me might just change this. I'll say Moodle U so we know it's a Moodle user. Okay, let me hit return and we can see that works. Okay, so I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to copy my user into here. Pass with pass123. I'm going to leave everything else as is and I'll click next. Okay, so again, we can now see we have a different problem here, which is perfectly expected. So I'm going to exit out of this. I'm going to type in sudo yum install php hyphen mysqli and hit return here. Okay, and I'll hit yes. Let's let it work. And I'm just going to click next now. Hopefully momentarily this will work. Okay, so we're moving on to the next install screen. I'll click continue. Okay, and we can see we have a heap of things here that we need to correct. Okay, so let's have a look at them. Some of these are reasonably straightforward. Zip, 3D, INT. Sodium will require a little bit of work. Soap we can look at. We'll need to upgrade the MariaDB version, and we'll need to do some changes on our PHP settings. So that's all. That's all okay. We can figure this out. Okay, so let me just pull this over here. Let's just get started. So I'm going to type in sudo yum install php-zip. Let's say minus y, just so we don't have to confirm. I'll do them one by one because it helps show what's happening behind the scenes. Okay, so let me just refresh it and zip will be good now. Perfect, it's gone. We'll press the up arrow and we'll do the same for GD. And let's do the same for INTL. And so let's do the same for SOAP. You can actually just chain all these together when you're doing it yourself, but just to get an idea. Grand, so let me refresh. Okay, so we have two problems here, PHP sodium. So look, if I try this, this actually won't work. Let's try PHP sodium. There's nothing there. So there's actually an additional step we need to do here to get sodium. So let me just copy something I have on the clipboard here. It's going to type in sudo yum install, and it is the EPEL release. Going to say EPEL RELEASE. So let's just do that. Okay, so we'll just click yes to this by pressing Y. Okay, perfect. Now let's see if we now press our up arrow twice. Hopefully this will be in the EPEL repo for us. It might just take a second here. If it's not, I'll pause the video and I'll figure out how to get it. We'll come back. But hopefully it should be. Let me just pause this while it seems to be thinking about it. I'll pause this video momentarily. Yeah, cool. It looks like it has it here. So we are good. Let's refresh this again and have a look here, and hopefully this looks much better. Yeah. So we need to upgrade our MariaDB version, and then we need to change this PHP setting. HTTPS I'll cover in a different video, but you can see now we're really getting there. So what we'll move on to next is the MariaDB upgrade. Okay, so we're now going to look at upgrading our MariaDB version. So I have a command here on the clipboard, and again, I'll leave these all on remoteschool.com. Again, that's where you can get all the information you need about Moodle, the Moodle consultancy as well. We do have contact forms there. Anyway, let me just paste this in, and I'll hit return on this. I see what's on. So what I'm actually going to do first, I'm actually going to go to home and go to Darren, and I'm going to type in sudo, and I'll paste this command in again. And hopefully this works for us now. Perfect. It looks like it is working. Perfect. So what I'm actually going to do next then is I'm actually going to go sudo yum remove MariaDB server. Now again, I could have done this at the start, but really I wanted just to show some of the common pitfalls that can happen as you're installing Moodle and some of the rationale as to why some of this is being done. So pretty much we're now installing the old MariaDB version. And next what I'm going to do is I'm going to press the up arrow. I'm going to change the yum to install. And hopefully what should happen is we should now get the version that we need, a version of 10.6. Let me just pause this while it's doing its thing here. Okay, so we can see this looks good. It's now version 10.6. So I'm going to press yes on that, and this will begin to hopefully install MariaDB for us now. So yeah, it looks like it's nearly there. So we'll just give it another second here. Okay, cool. It looks like it is now there. So what we're going to do is we're just going to run those commands that we ran previously. So I'm going to type in sudo systemctl start MariaDB, and let's type in my password. I'll press the up arrow and I'll type enable. And what we'll do is just check the status. Cool, and it looks like it's good. I'll press Control C. And what we'll actually do is we'll just log back into it and we'll do sudo mysql -u root -p, and let's press return. And let's just click show databases. Perfect, and we can see Moodle's here. So let's come back and let's just do a refresh here and let's see how this looks. Okay, we all look good from here. And then we can see we have one issue here now that's still saying PHP setting needs to be 5,000. So it's max input bars. So I'm going to exit out of here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in sudo by etc php.ini. Okay, and we're going to look for that max input bars. So what I'm going to press /, going to type in max input bars. Okay, perfect. So we can see that it's set to 1,000 here. It's also commented out. So I'm going to press enter, going to press I to go into insert mode. Get rid of the semicolon. Rid of that. Put in 5,000 and then type escape W quit. So colon WQ exclamation mark. Okay, and what I'm going to do here, actually, I'm just going to reboot everything now, just to make sure everything's taken, everything starts back up, and then we'll come back to this screen and we'll see where we are. So I'll just pause the video. Actually, first, let me just show you. I'm going to type in sudo init6 to reboot the instance, and then we'll see what it's like when we come back. So let me just pause the video here while this reboots. Okay, so the server started back up. So let's see how we got on. I'm going to open up Firefox, and hopefully now all our databases have started up, Apache started up. So let's open up localhost. And we have this one error. And again, this is why I like to do it in this manner so you can see. Okay, so we're getting fatal error, data root is not right, but admin has to fix the permissions. So the rationale as to why this has happened, it is SELinux. So if I do sudo set enforce 0, let me just put in the password, you'll see now that this will now work for us. So what we need to do is we need to set that in a permanent fashion to so that when we restart, SELinux doesn't prevent us from writing the thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disable SELinux permanently. Perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in sudo by etc sysconfig, and I'm going to type in SELinux. Sorry. Let me just do that again. I'm going to type in sudo by etc sysconfig SELinux. Okay, and where we can see it says enforce in here, I'm going to press I to go into insert mode, and what we want to put in here is permissive or disabled. So I'm going to put in disabled. I'll press escape, go and W quit. And what we're going to do is let's restart here again and make sure all this works. Because the last thing we want to be is in a position where you install it and then you reboot your system and it doesn't work. So let's do that really quick here by pressing sudo init6. Okay, great. We're back here now. So let's check this again. And let's see how this works. Okay, so we're going to go to localhost. Cool, and perfect. We can see now we have no issues. Okay, so we're going to click continue. It's green everywhere. And this, I said, I'll do another video on this, but we're all green everywhere, which is great. So hopefully now you've got the context of what you need to do there, which is really, really good. So we're just there. We're actually on the installation. So this will begin to install. So I'll just pause it while it's doing this install here. Okay, great. So it's installed. It all looks really good. So I'm going to click continue here. And we'll get to the next page, hopefully. So I'm going to leave it as admin. Type in a random password. Let's just use the system generated one. I don't actually think it will like that because it needs a special character. Just copy and paste that and leave everything as admin email address. Do test@test.com. Obviously, put in your own email when you're doing this. And I'll click update profile. Okay, and hopefully we'll get to the next screen now momentarily. Let me just pause it here while this is loading. Okay, so yeah, it's going to give us test site. It's called test site, one more test. It's fine. Support email, say test@test.com, and we'll put this in for the no reply address. Okay, let's click save changes. And that's it. Moodle 4 installed on CentOS 9. This will work with most other Red Hat variants, so bear that in mind. Again, if you need any support, please do check out remoteschool.com. I'll leave the link below for Moodle consultancy and hosting. And as always, thank you for watching.